So now the next section that we are going to take is a section different. What is the reason for that? Up to now, if you see, predominantly the topic we dealt is about oneself, you. Is it or not? Because with reference to the body, the mind, the intellect, the sense organs related, and finally establish what you are. And you have been revealed and told and established you are Atma. This is the establishment. This is the Siddha Kelalai. What has been Siddha Kela? That you are not body, mind or intellect, sense organs. And you being free from all of them, you are the Atma, which is full, complete, means free from all problems. That means you have been dealt with. But you are not an isolated thing in this particular globe. Are you an isolated person? That means human. Is the only you human available? This human itself is existing in a place called the world. The worlds of planets and stars and so many things are there. Material, so many things are available. So there is another area which we may called the universe, the Jagat or the world is there. We have not dealt with that. And with reference to the particular Jagat and you itself, there is another thing, area which we generally called as Ishvara. Hence it is like a triangle, three angles are there. One is the particularly called the Ishvara, and related to the Ishvara too is Jiva Jagat. So there is three: Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Like that, three are there. In that we have up to now dealt with only the aspect of Jiva called all of us. Though even animals are Jivas, we don't deny, but we don't have the problem which animals have. We are not worried. We are worried about our problem. Animals are not worried, I have told you. They just carry on their life. They don't come and complain to you, I have got problem. Who is the one eloquently complaining about problems all the time? It is only the human beings. That being the case, our Shastra deals more. And even if you go and tell the animals, they will not understand. So we cannot make the animals understand that you are Brahman, you are like this, like that. Cannot be done. That's why we don't waste our time there. But at least we think that human beings can be made to understand. That's why we are trying. That's all the thing is. Even it is not very easy. Bhagavan says in Gita, understand itself. It is not easy. He says, in spite of listening, many people will not understand. They don't understand. That's what he says. So it is not, that is common with anything, I tell you. That's why in every college and school, percentage of failure is always there. Not that everybody passes. And though everybody passes, not everybody passes with rank or anything. Some people are passed, some people, some percentage diverges from person to person. All these things are there everywhere. And there is no exception here also. Because this subject is more subtle, hence the percentage of pass is very, very less. Which Bhagavan says in Gita, Manushyanam Sagasreshu. Understand it, sir? So that being is an accepted thing because the subject is very sukshma, very subtle. Subtle means why? Because it is you. And the thing which cannot be seen, it is not an object. That's a beauty, you know. All other thing in the world is an object, including microbes and atoms. Even though microbes cannot be seen with your personal eyes, vision, science has made it possible for you to put it under a microscope and enlarge this to thousands and thousands of times. It becomes as though so much visible for you. Is it or not? Even today, even the body inside, many things cannot be seen. You all know better how many scopies have come today to see many things, particularly inside what is in the body. Though with the naked eye you cannot see. But using all these gadgets, you can see many things today. Without opening the body, many things can be seen. X-rays and what all things have come. That means, why they are all possible? Because they are in the field of objects. Very important thing to know. So however minute it may be, however difficult it may be, by your physical naked eye directly to see, but with all these gadgets that are there, you can always see them and understand them. Varieties are possible. That's why people go even to the bottom of the ocean to see what is available there. Even to that extent, which otherwise we cannot. Or you go in the space, outer space, and you can go and see what is available. All these things are possible. Why we don't deny? Because they are in the field of object. Whenever we say object, that can be objectively perceived with gadgets or without gadgets. And whenever it comes object, here only comes your tripudi. An object, whenever it is there, there is an object, there is a subject, object, within them the relationship of seeing, knowing. The three always involves. And this is the knowledge or understanding majority we are all in together. Anywhere, including if at all a Bhagavan is there like Vishnu, Shiva, Rama, Krishna, Ganesha, Devi, let it be anybody. If at all there is a place, location, and if we can go there, there also what you will be. Like even a temple, when you go, what are you? You are the seer. Bhagavan becomes what? Seen. And you are the seeing takes place. There also Tripudi is there. Whether it is in India here on this Bhuloka, or you go to any loka, and if at all you see Bhagavan, there also who you will be. I am the one seeing Bhagavan, and come back you can report Bhagavancha darshan zala. Like Pandharpur, Pandari gela, darshan zala, paratala. Like that we can go and come. But what difference you had? Only satisfaction, darshan milala. Anything else? Understand this. Not that it is bad. Don't think I am ridiculing. We are only discussing a fact about things to understand. Hence, all these things are there. One thing I tell you, in spite of all these things, an opinion about doesn't undergo any change. Please. This is very important, where you must understand the difference of what we are all talking about. The Vedanta's specific area is this, which you must clearly understand. Hence, all these knowledges are in the sphere of objects. Here is an area which is the sphere of the subject itself. And this subject is such a subject, I told you, it never subjects itself to become an object. It ever remains the subject. So that being the case now, at present the world is an object. Even Bhagavan is an object for all of us. So since the other two areas are there, we would like to know now, the knowledge becomes complete only when we also complete about these remaining areas. What is the relationship between myself, the I, and the world? Myself and the Ishvara. Are they three independent areas, or they have some relationship or not? Is it a relationship or something else? Hence, this knowledge, though basically is important about the reality of you, it becomes complete, Purnam, only if you know other two also. Otherwise, this knowledge becomes incomplete. Why? Because I enjoy a limitation because of this world. World limits me. The magnitude of the world is so much that I am a speck in this world in a corner. I am nothing. And when this is so evident to me, how do you expect me to accept that I am Purna? I am full, I have no limitation. Though you may say I am not the body, accept it. But still the world is something looming large in front of me. How do you say that I am limitless? How can it be? On what basis can I accept it? Naturally, world becomes a factor to limit me. Another thing is the Ishvara, whom we always call Almighty, who is the one who created this world, we say, because I know I have not created. Very clearly. So naturally I have to accept there is someone. So that being the case, there is someone. What is the relation between that Ishvara, me and this world? That area has to be dealt with. Then only this knowledge will become complete. Otherwise it is an incomplete knowledge. It is just like a person taking up a job of either some supervisor or some ordinary manager in an organization. If a person has to really do the job, the person should have full knowledge about the organization. That is, who is my boss? Immediate boss or absolute boss? Both. There is some immediate boss, above that another boss maybe, I must have all details. Plus, who are my subordinates? Whom should I report to and who are to report to me? If I don't know that, I may think my subordinate to be boss and boss to be subordinate. There will be problem, confusion. So to have proper particularly relationship, to relate to everybody, this knowledge is very much essential. Otherwise, I can have friction. My life as a supervisor, manager cannot be smooth. That is the case with all of us also. Merely knowing I am Atma will not remove this friction, constant pricks in life. It will still continue. Hence, merely knowing I am Atma is not sufficient. That is only a partial knowledge. To have the complete knowledge, that area must be taken. It is another way. Example is a girl getting married and going to particularly the husband's house. Olden days, these days different, understand it, sir. Olden days they used to get married and go to the particularly in-laws house. And when they go to the in-laws house, there are so many people. And when she goes there, it is necessary she should know everybody. Who is mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, everybody. Then only she has to deal with everybody properly. Otherwise there will be lot of problems. That's why knowledge is essential when you have got to relate with people. Then only life is smooth. Like that here also, for this knowledge to complete and become smooth for us, these two areas must be clearly understood. And keeping with that, the Shastra takes the next section, which is two topics. The Jiva is taken, Jagat and Ishvara. So that is the topic that we are going to deal with the next section. Now we will read and we will see what is what. So 7, you see Jagat is the item. So from there we will read. Atha Chaturvimshati Tattvotpatti Prakaram Vakshyamaha Brahmashraya Sattvarajas-tamo Gunatmika Maya Asti. It is a very big topic. So this only one line. To deal with it, it will take a lot of time. So introduction of this section is Atha, means now, means after completing the earlier section which dealt predominantly with the self, the individual. Now the Utpatti Prakaram, the methodology of Srishti, otherwise creation, the evolution of 24 principles which are going to be enumerated. We will see at that time what is 24. At present just said the 24 principles that are involving the creation, what we call that methodology of creation, let us take for discussion, or it is going to be expounded. That is the introduction of the topic. Introducing the topic itself, they say, is particularly Brahma Ashraya. Ashrayam you all know. Ashraya means depending. To depend on is called Ashraya. In Marathi you will say Avalambanam. Avalambun Rane is called particularly dependence. So that is called in Sanskrit Ashraya. In Marathi also you say Ashraya. Both are there. So Ashraya means depending. Whenever you want Ashraya, you are not dependent. You become who? You are not independent, you become dependent. Ashraya again means to be dependent. That is why Ashraya is what? Brahma is the Ashraya, already seen. The Brahma which you have seen, limitless, depending on that Brahma, Maya Asti. There is a Maya which has got its dependence for existence in Brahman. That's Astitva. Maya's Astitva is what? A dependent Astitva. And on what does this Maya depend for its existence? On Brahma. By this what we should understand? While Brahman is Swatantra, independent, Maya is Ashritam, Avalambu. It cannot have an independent existence. So it depends and exists depending on Brahma. Having told this, what is that Maya? The Maya has been told its particular dharma or qualities, that Sattva, Raja, Tama, Guna, Atmika. Atmika means Swarupam. Atmika means that of this nature, this Swarupam is what it has. So Maya Swarupam is what? If you want to split Maya and see from its quality aspect, it has got three: Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna is Maya. Means Sattvam is also Maya, Rajas is also Maya, Tamas is also Maya. You can say all three Maya, all put together is also Maya. Like even you, if you take yourself, by your name itself you are yourself, is it or not? But even with your qualification as doctor also you are you. So all put together also it is you. As doctor also you, as father also you, as son also you, as husband also you. Anyway it is you only. But all put together is also you. Like that simply you say Maya, it means it is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Sattvam also you say Maya. Rajas is also Maya. Tamas is also Maya. So this Maya is there. Simply this only statement has been made here particularly, he says. Now earlier, when I told earlier in the beginning, Nitya Vastu, Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekam, in the beginning if you say first, there we said Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. Tad Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. Earlier we have said. At that time we said we will deal with the Brahman at a later stage. We only introduce the word Brahma. Now that Brahma Shabdam is going to be dealt with, then we will enter into Maya. Then only both can be properly understood. So what is Brahma? So I told you there, Brahma is neuter gender Napumsaka Lingya. If you say Brahma Akaranda Pullinga, it becomes Brahmaji, Mr. When you say Brahma, it becomes a person, Brahmaji. Brahma is neither Brahmaji nor anybody. It is by itself free from all of them. That is why it is called Napumsaka. You cannot definitely put it under any gender. Napumsaka means neither here nor there. That's the idea. That means you cannot say, because if you say masculine, it is masculine, it cannot be feminine. If it is a feminine, it cannot be masculine. That is their limitation. But Napumsaka can be either both. That means itself is free from any sort of gender limitation. That's the idea. So that Brahma is what? To establish what is Brahma, we have to say Brahma itself comes from where? Little grammar of Sanskrit. It comes from a Kriya Padam in Sanskrit called Brih. How big is the rock? That much is the bigness only. It is not mountain big now. It has been reduced. In the same mountain you say a big tree. Now it is no more the big stone big, it is tree big. Understand? In the tree if you say there is a big fruit, then it is no more tree big, it has become fruit big. And in that mountain itself you see a big rat, undir. How big is the big now? It is neither mountain big, nor tree big, fruit big, it is a rat big. And in that mountain itself you see a big ant. How big is the big now? Ant big. And in that particular mountain there is another mosquito. Big mosquito. How big is the big now? Mosquito big. And you come and say finally a big microbe. How big is the big now? Microbe big. Or if you say it is mustard, big mustard. How big is that particular big now? Mustard big. So big remaining free from any sort of dimension, but to put with anything noun, it gets qualified to the size of the noun. But Brahma is derived from the Brih Kriya Padam and made into a neuter noun, and that is called Brahma. And what does Brahma indicates now? Limitless. So Brahma is the truth of everything which has got no limitation by itself. From this Brih only, if you remember in Maharashtra, Bombay, Brihan Mumbai, Mahanagar Palika, you know that Brihan comes from there. What is the Brihan translation in English? Greater Bombay. That means Briha means what? Great, big. So when Brih alone is there, it is add to Bombay, Greater Bombay. But without Bombay, what is it? Simple greater. That's all. Even greater is a comparative. It is great only. But it is big. So in the big can be big, bigger, biggest. You can go for that. That's why all these things are only comparative and everything. But from Brahman there is no comparative. Because Brahman is how many? It is only one. So that is the word Brahma. So Brahma means what? So that is why we said Brahma means limitlessness. So we saw what are the limitations we saw before. One is time-wise limitation, space limitation, object-wise limitation. It doesn't have the threefold limitations, and that which doesn't enjoy all the three is what is referred by the word Brahma. Now this Brahman is always told in our Shastra to us that it is the cause for creation. A creation has to come. The creation has been of Brahman. Brahman is the thing from where the whole creation starts. From where do you say? It is told in the Upanishads. Because Upanishad is the source from where everything is told. And when that Brahman is given a form and made Saguna, then they will say from Bhagavan creation originated. This is the difference we must clearly understand. We are going to deal with that. How Brahman and Ishvara are one and the same. We are going to deal with that. But I am only trying to refer to you. Upanishad says the creation has its origin from Brahman. Purana says creation has its origin from Bhagavan. So is Brahman and Bhagavan one and the same or different? They are one and the same. But what is the difference in them? That we will see now. We are coming to that itself particularly. So the Brahman is the thing particularly. Now what we have seen before, Brahman by itself is a thing which is free from any guna. Brahman's nature is free from any attributes, first of all. And in the attribute itself, the popular thing is Nama, Rupa, Guna. Three things. That's why in the world, anything you see, this enjoys three. A thing has got a Rupa, it has got a Guna, and they give you a Nama. This is how the entire modern world of classification goes on. In a factory, they create something. Afterwards, they see the Guna. Based on that, they give the Nama and also the nomenclature Guna. Everything is like that only. Anywhere you go, even Baji market you go, they separate based on what? Some Guna, some quality, everything they put. Mangoes, simple mangoes you go. In the market, different varieties of mango. All are mangoes, but why they are classified differently? Sometimes the particular shape, Rupa. Sometimes Guna. And because of that, Nama. That's why Pyri is different, Apus is different. Is it or not? What makes it different? Nama is different, Guna is different, shape is different, everything is different. Like that you go on the market, everything has got a different thing based on what? Nama, Rupa, Guna. And you go to the entire world, if you observe, there is nothing which is free from Nama, Rupa, Guna. Now if you say, this creation, the Jagat, has its origin from Brahma, the normal rule is, the finished product, the effect, should have the quality of the cause, generally. The cause, the Karana Gunam should inhere, should flow into the effect. Simple example, if the fabric is made of cotton, kapas, the quality of kapas should be seen in this cloth. If a thing is made of gold, somebody says Sona. Though it may be shining, that is, if you go to sonar and say this sonar, so I want to sell, that fellow doesn't straight accept. He sends it inside. For what? To check whether it is really sona. Because all that shine, glitters are not gold. It may be glittering, but need not be gold. That is why they make sure that it is really gold. Plated thing also looks like gold. Outside gold, little thin layer, rest of the thing may not be. So that is why they send inside and confirm it is gold. Why? Anything made of gold should enjoy the goldness in it. If anything is made of clay, mati, it should have the quality of mati in that. That's why if it is red mati, it looks like red. If it is kala mati, it looks like kala. Why? The quality of the cause inheres into the effect. This is a simple principle in the world. So let us now go back to our thing. If Brahman is the cause, and the Brahman being changeless, and it has got no gunam, absolutely nothing, and it is only one, how can the one become many? First thing. Second thing is, how can the nirgunam become sagunam? How the nirakaram becomes sakaram? And if it has become all the thing, then it has undergone change. Hence the earlier statement that it is nityam, shashvatam, changeless is completely gone. But our Shastra says Brahman is nityam, changeless, shashvatam. It doesn't undergo change. At the same time it says from that Brahman creation has come. This beats all our particularly reasoning. How can it happen? From a changeless thing, how can changing thing come? From a formless thing, how can a formful thing come? And if the Brahman has undergone change, it is no more Brahman. And for this, there is a thing people go and argue. These are all the discussions that is there in Vedanta. Because one Upanishad says, Sadeva Saumya Idam Agre Asid Tataha, this Srishti started. So it uses a past tense. So that fellow says, okay, your statement of Upanishad is okay. Asit means what? Once upon a time, Brahman was one. That's what everybody is. Everybody comes alone in this world. Is it or not? We all came one. Later on, only a particular time, there is a marriage. Then what happens? Then multiplication starts. One becomes many. This is what happens in the world. Similarly, Brahman also, if it has multiplied, it must have some reason to multiply. So might be Brahman has undergone change and become many. Why not we accept and say that? But Upanishad says, sorry, it has not happened. Then how can your Brahman, the changeless, from that this changing creation, how can it come? That is the next question that has to be answered. Hence, we now go with reference to creation, certain aspects of creation that are involved. Any creation presupposes two types of creation are there. And one type of creation is where the material totally modifies to become a created object. This is what is called parinama or vikara. Modifying. A thing modifies totally to become another thing. This is called compounding. You compound many things, you get another product, totally separate product. Is it or not? These are all your medicines and all, so many things mixed together, it becomes one item. So this is totally a special product. So many other things have gone into that to become one. And our normal thing is, change is that simply converting milk to curd. Is it or not? Originally it is called doodh, milk. But in the house, these days you keep in the fridge separate milk. In olden days in the houses, there is a time up to which they will keep the milk, when the fridge and all was not there. After some time in the evening, once they particularly convert it to curd, anybody come, they will say, doodh kalas ho gaya, abhi chai nahi milega. Why? Once you convert the milk to particularly curd, can you make chai out of curd? You cannot. Though it looks like milk. It looks like, even talk if it is kept, looks like milk. If you don't know make chai out of it, it will be nice. Understand itself. Hence, though milk is there, once milk gets converted, it totally loses its status of being milk to become curd or tak, which they call buttermilk. Because born of milk, that is why they call it as buttermilk. But it is no more the original milk. Milk has totally undergone a change to become this particular buttermilk, and from their curd and from their butter has come, so many things have come, milk is totally lost. You cannot get back milk from curd, can you? That is called parinama, total modification. This is one type of creation, varieties we are making. Any of the bhajis you make, you cannot convert back to the original, can you? Even a rice cooked, you cannot make it back into rice. Wheat made into atta, you cannot bring it back to the particularly wheat. You cannot do anything. They all totally undergo modifications in life. Our major portion of creations are in the form of parinama, modification, vikara. This is one type of thing where the cause, karana, totally modifies to become the finished product, karyam. Swarupa Parityagena Rupa Antara Praptihi Parinamam. Shastra defines. Swarupa Parityagam. It totally gives up its reality to become another thing is called Parinama Srishti. Vikara Srishti. Everything. Completely. This is one type of creation we know. There is another creation where the product, the cause doesn't undergo change to become another thing, but appears as though it has undergone change. What doesn't undergo change? Its Swarupam, reality, doesn't undergo any change. I will give you 2-3 drishtandam by which you will understand. First of all, we will go and see a madka. Matka bolte hai na. This matka that is there, we generally call a pot, whether it is earthen pot or any metal pot, letting you go anything. Now, when you say a pot, why do you call it matka? Because it has got a shape. And in that also different. You can say, more than madka, you should go to a tea set, I tell you. Because there is a pot is there. One you call tea pot. Another one you call as milk pot. Third one you call as sugar pot. The fourth one you call cup. Another one saucer. This is the whole thing put together is called a tea set. Now, you call each one of them different from what standpoint? Namakaranam has been given to every one of them. Because everything has got two things. One is called, it has got a Rupam, and it has got a Gunam, means the purpose for which you use it. That is a Gunam. Because teapot is meant for keeping the tea with the water, everything. That is meant, because big one, size teapot. The milk pot is small, where you keep the milk. And the sugar pot is another, you get sugar. And cup and saucer is meant for taking. Though in this manner you divide all of them, first thing you see, they are all born of what? The same product called ceramic clay, you will say. Not simple clay, it is a special type of clay. That's all, nothing else. But all of them goes and comes from one thing called clay. They are nothing but clay. But though they are all clay, why they are looking so different? Because of only Namam and Rupam. Though we call it differently, it is nothing but clay only. If you see from Nama Rupam, you can never accept they are all one and the same. But if you inquire into its Tattvam, that's why when you go to science, analyze what is made of. And when they take in the laboratory and analyze, finally they will say what? Every one of them is what? Nothing but this clay. And science, if you further go, they will say they are nothing but particles. Finally they will go. Is it or not? It is nothing but particles. There is no difference in that. All are one and the same. Reduce it to particles. It will go to that. Now next one we go. And that is called, ladies area called ornaments, dagine. You call it chankali, bangles, bangdi. You call earring, necklace, ring. So many things you call. All of them are different. When you say dagine, they are many. Different shapes, different things, so many things, design. Everything is different. So for you, when you go to buy dagine, you buy dagine or sona? Generally people go and buy dagine only, they don't buy sona. They buy only dagine because they are more interested in dagine. If you say sona, you can give one sovereign and say sona rakho. Kisku chahiye? I want only dagine. Sona is only to keep in the box. Dagine is to put on. So that is why we want more of dagine. And the moment you see ornaments, no two ornaments are one and the same. They are all different. Though there is a parinamam, the thing has undergone change in the form of namam and rupam. But still what it is? Every link of a chain is what? Is nothing but gold. Every link of the chain is nothing but gold. Anything, a ring you take, every millimeter if you take, everything is nothing but gold. Hence, in the language of English they will say, it is golden chain, it is golden ring they will say. There it becomes, gold is the adjective, ring becomes the particularly substance. Is there a substance called ring at all? Substance called chain at all? What is there? Where is chain? What is there? There is only gold. If somebody says chain is real, I told you before also, you can take your chain, leave the gold. Can you have a chain? You will find you have nothing with you. Because there is nothing called a chain. What you call chain in reality is nothing but gold. That means, though we call a chain and it has got certain modifications, if you inquire into reality, you find in spite of appearing as to undergone change, it really has not undergone any change intrinsically. Paramarthataha, it has not undergone any change. It is a creation. Understand itself. It is a creation. It is a creation. Similarly, let us go to an ocean. Samudra. In the Samudra, you see plenty of lot. Big one, small one coming, so many waves, one after another are coming. And there also there are bubbles. So many of them, bubbles are coming, ripples are coming, everything is coming. We say wave, bubble, ripple, so many things we call. But all of them are in reality what? Take every wave, take a drop from every wave and analyze in your language, scientific language, you will say it is nothing but H2O. Every bubble has got a combination of air and particular H2O. There is nothing else there. So, though we call it differently as wave, ripples, bubbles, so many things, in spite of seeing them, reality is what? Because there was a wave and it came and dashed the particular banks of the particular ocean and they all scattered, what happened to the water? The scattering of the wave doesn't do anything to the water. Water still has not undergone any change. So in becoming the wave, water doesn't undergo any change. But for the time being, there is a change, appears, wave different, and the wave itself become breakers, it can become tidal waves, it can be different, but they are nothing but water and water alone. It doesn't undergo even an atomic change in it in becoming that wave. This again is another drishtandam for you, a creation where the cause doesn't undergo any change in becoming the another finished product. Thus, there are two aspects in this particular thing, creation that is there. One is born by the method of parinama, modification. Another that particularly brings about is what is called the thing which is called as without undergoing any change. According to our Shastra, this creation which we see in this world, including you and me, anything that is there, every one of them is in the second category, not the first category. First category is what? Where there is a total modification, parinama. The second modification is, it is not a creation which is by the method of what we saw the thing by particular, but it is without undergoing any change. Now this particular thing without change or with change, let us take both into account. If at all it has to be done, it must be done by a factor. Who brings about this particular thing? A changeless thing is made into as though appearing to undergo change. Let's say gold appears to undergo a change. Or if you go back to the original thing, it is like the creation of converting the rope into a snake. A magician can convert the rope into a snake and make it appear. But you also see a snake there. So you are a very big magician. So as long as you are a snake, for you there is what is there is snake only. You don't see the rope at all. So how can you convert that rope into snake? Who created? That's why there is something which makes it. Without changing the rope, it has become the snake. All these things that creates all the things in our Shastra is what is called a power, a Shakti. And the Shakti is what is generally referred by the word Maya. So in our Shastra, always we bring in Maya only when we have to discuss creation. Why? Because this creation is a product of Maya. So we will say it is Mayikam. It is product of Maya. And what is this Maya? If you ask a question, what is Maya? In our Shastra, they give a definition to Maya in Sanskrit. Ya ma sa Maya. Maya is a feminine gender. Ya ma sa Maya. Ya, that which is ma, not there, that is called Maya. Not ma means mother. Ya ma means that which is not there is called Maya. A thing that is not there is Maya, correct? Then how it is? Whenever you see it is there, when you don't see it is not there. Maya is that. So, and Acharya Shankara has got a particular stotras giving on Maya, and Acharya says, what does Maya do? Aghatita Ghatana Patiyasi Maya. Ghatana, you know, which is Aghatitam, which is impossible. These days in the TV they are showing something is making impossible possible. They say there. So like that our Maya makes all that is impossible possible. The cause that makes is called as Maya. So Maya is that which is generally you cannot say whether Maya is or is not. But Maya says I am there. Whenever you see a creation, there is Maya. Any creation, there is behind that Maya is there. Without Maya, there is no creation. And this Maya is that which cannot have an independent existence. Hence we say this Maya is something which has got particularly a existence which is called the Brahma Swarupam. And to create anything that is there, further if we go, the creation itself needs something else further if we go, it has got to have two another causes. Any creation presupposes two causes. One cause we call is called the material cause. Material, the raw material, which is called upadhana karanam. In our Sanskrit call it upadhana karanam. English is called raw material, the material cause. And the second cause that is required, we call it as efficient cause, which includes instrument of the making also, plus the maker also. All inclusive is called efficient cause, which we call it as nimitta karanam. That means any creation presupposes two types of causes. One is the material. The another one is the knowledge to make. Not only knowledge, the instrument for making. And the knowledge has to rest on somebody. It cannot just hang in air. The person also. All the three put together is called the efficient cause or intelligent cause. That is there. Where instrument, everything comes. That is why if you take the example in the world, for a pot to be made by a kumbhar, first of all the kumbhar should have the knowledge of making pot. Okay, I have knowledge of making pot, but all around me there are rocks. Can the kumbhar make any pots? Cannot make. Or you are there are plenty of clay, but you have no knowledge of making the pot. That means a person having the knowledge to make the pot is required, along with the raw material required, and also the wheel or instrument is required. When all the three put together, when the clay is nicely kneaded and made it by and keeps it, puts his hand, you saw creation coming. One after another, pots and things. Just he puts a hand, it just comes up. You and I put, it will break. Why? Because we don't have that knowledge. Simple thing, ladies go to the kitchen and make all the atta and they can easily bring out chapati. You and I go, what will come, we don't know. Understand it, sir? Why? We don't have that knowledge. We don't have the knowledge. So like that only, anywhere you go, there is always knowledge presupposes the material. One is there, other cannot be. That is. But in the world, what you understand and see is that the knowledge or the person having knowledge, the capacity, everything there, and the materials are totally different. The maker and the raw material plus the made, all of them are totally different. So hence, if Bhagavan is the one who creates this creation, which we are seeing in this world, what is the material of which this Bhagavan creates? From where does Bhagavan find this material? This is the question that will be asked. I will answer that in the next class, because already 8 o'clock. If I take it particularly, it will take a lot of time. So what is the material? Where does Bhagavan, does he have material crunch, raw material crunch, or imported? What it is? From where does it come? Where is the warehousing? So many problems are there. All those things we will see in the next class and we will proceed. Om Sarva सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरि ओम्।